everything's open. So I'm going to take my nail prep pad, I'm going to open it, and I'm literally just going to clean off all of my nails. So I'm just going to go like this, and it's literally, this is just a little alcohol swab. So for some odd reason, you lose it, I don't know, you're redoing like using a manicure set, you can always just, if you have an alcohol swab, I'm a registered nurse, so I tend to have some lying around on a regular basis because we use them a lot. All right, so yeah, so all my nails now just clean, and this just helps get like dirt, oil, and stuff like that off, so that way the strip will actually really stick. All right, and then you want to find the best one that fits your nail. We also sell petite sets too. If you have smaller nails and, you know, maybe these are like super big. These fit mine pretty well, just to give you a frame of reference. They're quite perfect. I've never tried a petite set, but there's some in my starter kit that's coming. So yeah. So I've done this a few times, but so as you see, they go from small to big. You're going to want to start with your pinkies first and work to your thumbs, because you're going to use your thumb to actually help you do your other nails. So it's best if you do your thumbs last. So I happen to know that already this one is the one for my pinky, but just to show you, so like this one is a little too small. Like if I just hold it up to my nail and it doesn't quite get around the edges quite well. So therefore the next size up is the one that I would try next. And if you look, it covers my pinky like pretty well. Okay. And it's always better to do it slightly bigger if you have to. Like obviously not everybody's nail is going to perfectly fit these, but do it a little bigger because, you know, you don't want to have like a gap. So the first thing to do is you'll see that there's like this little tab that comes up, and that's just a clear part. So you can take the clear part off. Yet again, this is, and see, these are why I have my trash pile here, because otherwise these like end up everywhere once you're done. So put that aside, and then you can actually peel the polish off of the cardboard backing. So if you see that, there's like a little silver tab that'll help you peel it off the cardboard. And then you can take this little tab at the bottom off, and then you're ready to put it on your nail. So you pretty much, all you have to do is just line it up as best you can on your nail. Don't freak out about this. I know the first time sorry, it's hard to show you. It's better if I like sit my hand down. You know, like I said, don't put it on top of your cuticles, because then when your nail grows out. So like, for instance, I put it right there. It's a little too far back, I feel, because it's kind of on top of my cuticle a little bit down here. So best thing, you can actually slowly lift it off, and I just took it right off my nail because I didn't like where it was. So it's fine. And so we're gonna try again. And so that to me looks much better. And so I'm just simply going to take my finger and smooth it out, starting in the middle up to the top, and then I'm going to go down to the sides, just like that. Okay. And it's, this is a glitter. So glitters are very forgiving, I found. You know, when you go to smooth it out, like, it's just very easy to smooth out. Now, when you put a solid on, you really need to make sure, because they're definitely going to show imperfections more. You need to make sure to really smooth it down in the middle of your nail first, and then you might like stretch it a little bit, like push it and smooth it down to the sides. And that's to get rid of any air bubbles and to get it to stick all the way around. It's just that because solids don't have any like texture that the glitter adds, you can kind of tell when there's bubbles and it's just not perfect. Yeah. I mean, you can, when I first bought my first like sets of Color Street, I did buy more glitters than solids. I think I bought one solid, And it's fine. I mean, I've done solids. It definitely gives you more confidence, I feel like, if you start with your glitters first. You know, because the first time I put this on, like, it wasn't perfect, but it really only took to my second time for it to be pretty easy. So yeah, start with the glitter. All right. So anyway, so it's plenty smoothed down. Sorry, I smoothed that down probably more than I normally would because I was talking. But once it's smoothed down, what you want to do is you just want to bend it over a little bit at the edge of your nail, and then you're going to use your thumbnail to actually like pinch it off. So see, I'm right under my nail. Don't go too close because it might shrink a little, and then you're going to have like a gap at the end of your nail, which also wouldn't be the end of the world either. But so all I'm going to do is I'm going to push my thumbnail underneath where I folded it over under my pinky. And I'm just going to do that all the way around like so. And then once I do that, I can actually do that. And then, so like you just saw, I literally just use my thumbnail. I've also heard people using like, I don't know, like if you have like a cuticle thing that has like a sharp end. And yes, Sarah, Corey's right. It is a lot easier than it looks. Like I said, well, your sample's on the way. All right. So, you know, once you get your sample, you know, do it. Like I said, it might be a little nerve-wracking at first. But then after that, you'll be fine. Okay. So that's just, my pinky nail is pretty much done. Now, if for some reason you have, like I said, a little hanging over on the sides of your nails, like here, all you would literally do is take your thumbnail again and just use it and push like in where you have the extra and just, you know, peel it away very carefully. Yeah, see, Corey said we can have a Zoom application party. We totally can. All right. And so now I have this extra part. Now it's going to, luckily for me, it does fit my other pinky. So what I do is I actually use this one nail strip for 2 nails, which is how I get the most out of my sets. So same process. I'm just going to line it up here. And then once I feel like it's lined up good, I'm just going to push it down. And then, you know, I just do this a couple times to make sure it's like really adhered to my nail. And then once I feel like it's good, I'll just take my other thumbnail now and I'm just gonna push. Like I said, I'm you know, folded this over and I'm just gonna give a little space under my nail and I'm just gonna push in with my nail and kind of pinch it off. All right, and then I'll kind of show you, this one hangs over a little bit on this pinky finger, so I'll show you how I'm gonna trim it to make it actually look better. Right, and so now I mean, this is the last little part of this, so I'm done with that. And I will get rid of that. So as you can see, this one is kind of messy. Like, see how it's hanging over on this side and it's hanging over on that side. So what I do, like I said, is I just take my thumbnail again, just like I did to, you know, pinch it off at the top of my nail. I'm going to pinch it around the sides of my nail. So, you know, and you do have to be careful with this, obviously, because if you get too close, you're going to accidentally pinch off a part that you don't want to. And, you know, and make sure it's really like, you've really like dug into kind of the part you want to pull off before you go pulling it off, because otherwise you'll pull like extra that you don't want to. So as you can see, it's sticking to me. To this side now doesn't have that extra on the skin like this side still does. So I just kind of use my thumbnail. All right. And then I'll do the same thing with the other side. you know, and so like I said, that's why it's always better to have extra, because you know, the other thing that we're going to do here in just a minute I'm going to talk about is, hi Stacy, is using your file here. Okay, so as you can see, that's a ton better, right? I had like some extra here on the side and I had some extra on my other side too, and I just use my thumb to pinch it off. Okay, and so what you do is, you know, you got both pinkies done now. You would just carry on. So you would, you know, go back to the set of nails you have, and, you know, you'd find the next one that best fits, you know, your ring finger. And like I said, you just keep going all the way down through your thumb. So it's pretty simple. And the best part, as you can see, is they are already dry. So you can definitely do things. So I usually do my nails right before I go to sleep. Like I'll literally get in my bed and do my nails in bed while I watch TV. And the reason I do that is because although there is no dry time, you know, I don't want to be picking at things and trying to, like, you know, dig my nail under anything to do anything. Because that will, like, it'll just catch it, because, you know, as you see, like, these are very soft when you first take them out, right? And they dry in the air. That's how it works. So they will get hard, you know, and it just takes a little bit of time. So I just do it right before I go to bed, because it's not like the covers or anything is going to mess them up. So that way they just dry all night and I don't have to worry about it. The other thing I found too is, so if you actually keep your nail prep pad after you prep your nails at the beginning, you can go back over your nails once you've done them, and that'll help it dry faster, is the theory. The last thing is, so, you know, you're going to notice, like I said, you want to make sure to leave a little bit at the top. You know, you don't want to cut it too close, because like I said, they can shrink a little bit. So if you get a little too, precise, so to speak, you might like have a little edge at the end of your nail. So, if you for some reason have a lot hanging over, you can always take a nail clipper and just clip the excess off as best you can. If you do have a little edge, you can always file it, but really this file is meant so that way when you have that little extra polish, once they dry, like once they really set, so about 30 minutes or so after, you can take your nail file and file in one direction downwards. So I would just go, I'm not going to do it now because they're not quite dry, but just go quite like this. So usually I do my nails right before I go to bed, and then that way they dry all night. And then when I wake up the first morning after I just did my manicure, I usually take my little file and just file the excess, and that way they just like flake right off, so you don't like actually pull off the good stuff. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know, I feel like at least to me it's pretty simple. And then once you're done, so I know there's a couple of different methods. I personally, so you can put your nail strips back into your sleeve. It's easiest to get them back in if you like tear them and put them in a bigger stack than like this. Otherwise you'll be here all day trying to shove them back in. And then, like I said, they dry from the air, so you can't just leave them in here and sitting out because you'll never be able to use them again. So I actually take a flat iron and I just turn it on until it's hot, and then I seal the end of this. I know some other people have invested in like actual like food resealing devices and stuff like that. I haven't quite yet, so I still use my straightener. And I will say that I have taken, you know, nail strips that I've resealed back in their package, and I have reused them on another manicure and pedicure about a month later, I want to say 2 months later, I feel like, before. I don't think I've ever, like, it's been longer than that, so I can't really attest to it, but they do still work. You know, some of them might be like a little harder to work with, but